Hello everybody, and welcome to this speed modeling exercise in which we will use SketchUp to create a quick concept model of this mid-century side stand. And I will basically show how we start with the sketch, block everything out, then also how we, for example, very quickly in an easy way can model this drawer. And then at the end, as you can see, we also assign textures, which we will rotate so it looks actually like, yeah, real three-dimensional wood. I mean, looks like. Okay, very good. Perfect. So let's do it. So here we have our empty scene. But here we will give a coffee break. Let's go to model info, set this to decimal and inches. Then camera, we set the parallel projection and go to the front view. Let's draw a rectangle somewhere. 16 inches by 19 inches tall. Then we can select everything with the move command from the midpoint, bring this down to where the origin is. There it is. Let's zoom in. And the top edge should be at 24 inches. So with the tape measurement tool, I click on this edge, type in 24, and there we are. And drag everything up. Cool. We can delete this guideline now. So here, now we have this rectangle. This rectangle I can extrude 8 inches one direction and then 8 inches the other direction. Let's make sure. This is 16. This is 16. That is 19. Perfect. Very good. Now the lower part we would like to be open, and the top part there we would like to have a little bit of a cavity. So on this front face, we can now create a drawing with the offset command. I zoom in a little bit more. And then click, drag 0.5 and enter. Very nice. From this lower edge, a new guideline down by 5 inches and then 0.5 inches a second guideline. And then I can draw here a line and there a line. Very nice. Because now I have this face, and check this out. I can push and pull, extrude to the back edge, click, and we cut through. Now this is 16 inches. This is half of an inch material thickness. So this we bring in by 15.5 inches. So now we have a good cavity there. We can delete all this. And if we want to be a little bit tidy stuff up here, let's delete these edges. Cool. So triple click everything, right click, make a group. This piece is done. Let's work on the drawer. We can select the rectangular tool, click this corner point, click this corner point. There we are. And then we pull this in also 15.5 inches. And so this is important. I'm going to delete this for the moment just to show you what we have. No, 15.5 inches. Very good. Undo. Because essentially, let's hide this one. We would like to turn this box into a drawer. That's pretty easy. So the top face selected, offset, click and drag 0.5. What's the height? Now this is 5 inches. So this inner selection we can push and pull down by 5.5 inches. No, 4.5 inches. That was a colossal math fail. And then here we would like to have also a little bit of a space cut out for our fingers to go in. So with the line tool, where the midpoint is, I'm going to draw down a 1 inch line. That's maybe too much. 0.5 inches. That feels better. Then 3 inches to the left and 3 inches to the right. Then I can draw a line up, and from here draw a line up. Very nice. This center line now we can remove. This looks actually really big. So if I go and add a dimension, so from here to there, see, this is 6 inches. Let's try to shorten this down to 5 inches. So this line has to go over half of an inch. I can select this line, move command, bring this over 0.5. Then I select this line, move command, bring this over 0.5. There you see, 5 inches. Let's go another half an inch. Shorten this down to 4 inches. Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. Cool. This dimension tool we don't need anymore. It was just a helper. We could now rotate actually this line. What I will do is the following. I will cut this open, you see? And then here's a little trick. So you see, how do I draw something 45 degree? Let's do it this way. I will create a guideline like this. And then I will select this guideline, then go to rotate. I have to press the left arrow key to get the Y orientation and then rotate this, click, 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 45 degrees. You see now exactly where this has to be. So we can draw here a line and push and pull, clean this up. Let me show you a second way. I create a vertical guideline straight down. Again, select the guideline, rotate, press the left arrow key to go to the Y axis, click, click, 45 degrees, enter. And now I will simply select this edge, go to move, and then move this along here till it intersects. There. Same end result. Yeah, pretty cool. Now we can go ahead, triple click, right click. There's our group. And I will go to File and unhide all. Yeah, very nice. Now, so now there we have the box element and we have our drawer. So it's time to create the legs below. So I move the camera a little bit closer, and on this corner we start drawing something. But the leg actually should be rotated 45 degrees. So how do we do this? There are actually multiple ways. First, let's create a rectangle, 1.5, 1.5. There we are. So this is kind of like how the leg would be at the ground. And this doesn't matter where I click, I just rotate by 45 degrees. Now, this corner, I move onto this edge. And then this corner, by really only going along the x-axis, I move over till it snaps to there. Good. So, perfect. And then let's push and pull, extrude this one down onto the ground by snapping onto the origin. Yeah. So the orientation is kind of good. The rest is, well, it needs some work. So when this is 1.5 inches, I would like this to be 3 inches. But yeah, how can we ideally do this? Check this out. So the problem is when I select this edge, yeah, I can move it, but how do I control also that it goes 45 degrees? You see how well, it easily distorts. So I would like to have a guideline for this one to move. And that's kind of like the trick we're doing here. So this edge, we create a guideline to there. And then now I can go to this endpoint and along the guideline, 1.5 inches, move it. Cool. I will select both edges and along this guideline, move them by 1 inch. Sure. There you see. We created this shape by basically extruding a block down and then turning this block into this shape. The guideline here, we don't need anymore. We can select this, right click, make a component. Very good. I meant make a group. Then we have to bring this over now as a copy. This is a rectangular base, so this makes it a little bit easy. We can go to rotate to the center. I just tapped the Alt or Option key, click at the center, click on the X axis and Y there. Bring one copy over. That's actually very useful because now in this view we can plug down another guideline. An inch, 1.5 inches. Okay, and another 0.5 inches. This looks good. And then we will, where everything intersects, simply draw a new set of lines. And extrude this one down by 1.5 inches. Cool. This can go, by the way, this can go triple select, right click, say make group. Very good. And then we can select everything. Go to the rotate command. Make sure we snap on the world origin. Tap the Option key, click, click, and rotate. Now we can select everything one more time. And just make another copy. There. So this is actually how easy it is to create a concept model like this one. Super easy. We are ready now to add materials to this design. The lower elements should look like solid wood. The carcass is like wood that's spray painted white, so we don't really have to do much. And the drawer is also spray painted white, but the front face has a veneer on it. So let's do this. We will go to Entity Info under Windows and under Window Materials. The Mac and PC interface is slightly different, so please look at the manual to see where the differences are. But the functionality pretty much is the same. When I click an object, a group, I see here under Entity Info that this group has no material. And that's good. There should never be a material for a group. Here, right-click and say New Texture on the map. Mac, not map. Then go to Oak Veneer. This is an image I have on the desktop. The download link to this image is inside the video description. So please download it. Click OK. This should be 20 by 10. This is correct. I created this image to scale to be 20 by 10 inches. There we are. So now I double click the group, go into edit mode, select just the front face. And you see here, this is the outside and the inside, and I drag this onto there. There we are. Pretty cool. Easy, no? In the group mode, so when I'm outside the group, when I click this again, you see this group has no material. If I go into edit, click this face, the outside has this texture. Here's now a little trick. I will delete all the pieces I don't really need. And here's also another tip. Everything you do not see, we do not care. We do not model or texture, but everything we will see, you should do. So this front face is actually important. So there, flop. This face is important. Flop. Okay. The other faces we might not really see. Go to this group, double click this face. You get the texture, you get the texture, and you get a texture here. And to be kind of like precise, you too. Okay. So now if we zoom in, that stuff doesn't look really good. First there's a seam, and then, well, I want this texture to go vertical. How can we do this? That's actually easy. Double click the group, select the face, right click, and then say position. So there's actually now my texture control. The center point, some what is the scale here, and the store, and this is rotate and scale. So now I'm just rotating this till it looks like it has the same angle. Actually, easy thing is snap it to there, and then I rotate it till it lines up. Very good. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. Let's do the same here. Front face and position. Move this to there. Rotate it. You see, there's an arc. If I move this in, this scales up and down. So I want to stay on this arc with my mouse. This way I keep the material to scale. Right click, position. One more time. Whoop. Now plus minus line up the orientation. And then we can do the same in the inside. I go to this corner because this way the image starts really on this corner, goes to the left and goes up. So perfect mapping. Yeah, there. Now if we rotate around, this looks actually very uniform. Now these two objects, I can make copies via the rotate command. So I only have to texture two objects, and then I simply make copies again, instead of having to texture all the objects. Yeah, and there we are. There we have actually this concept model quickly modeled. No rounded edges, that's fine. But we assigned materials to individual faces to tell somebody this is actually spray painted and this is the raw wood material. That's it.